Threatened Pikemen. Then we have Spear Sergeants in there and the Paladins, and that's almost it for APM. On the other side, we have Bandits bringing 3 times Shenji, 4 times Shenji as well there. 3 times Kokus. On the side of APM, we have 2 times Kokus. We have some Modaos, 3 times the stars in the bottom, a lot of dagger eggs and a lot of cavalry, which could lead to a Cav sally out or just massive Cav gameplay. So let's keep an eye on that one. Bandits defending first, so they could sally out potentially. Not quite sure if they want to though. Still loading in. And there we go, extended waiting time here to load in, but now we finally managed to get into the lobby, and here we go. Is this one, is it a sally out? It's not. No sally out. Immediate trap, not really well placed, kinda hectic. Will it get the Culverin? It won't. There we go, Culverin after 1 trap, still alive after the Culverin shot, and that's painful. You're already losing 1 of your traps, and oh my goodness, that's just so painful for APM. Very bad placed trap. That's Var Rockets. Can it hit anything? Nope, it can't. Nothing here to hit. And that's a good unit setup from the Bandits in some safe spots, making sure all the units stay safe and stay away from any potential artillery fire from APM here. Defender setup feels like a C-point defense. I feel like that's only heroes on the walls for either distraction or just using artillery, just making sure nobody pushes the walls before the siege towers land there, and like that you have some more extra time gained as soon as you fall back to sea. APM taking the time to push the siege towers, or the siege tower, because they're only pushing 1 of them. So Bandits should be fine here. Bandits looking to that breach to make sure nobody is really getting in there. 5 heroes, 6 heroes potentially going on the engagement here. Polex in quite some trouble. Gets out but will immediately be jumped here. Manobo Master being taken care of. Santa, the whatever, runs away. Gets away, Dual Blade, escaped in safety. Beautifully done. Very nice. Only 1 hero lost, but oh, that's so painful. You can't just walk in there and expect nobody to jump on you. We can have immediately a look at the unit comps here to see where we are going to. APM with a massive lead in tier 5. That's 250 more tier 5 units for APM against the 230 more tier 4 units for Bandits, but APM has also a massive lead in tier 2, but all that lead comes down to APM having lower quality tier 5 and tier 4 units, so they are more in total in the unit count. And Bandits have higher quality tier 5 units, which means they are lower in unit count, but in the end those two numbers should be kinda even. APM just went for units with more models per unit. APM waiting at the point, now going to the left hand side, potentially going to be Largo. Very exposed here, getting away. Will Bandits engage on this one? No, they're just sitting back, waiting for the B capture to go through and then APM to go to the C point and to engage on them. I see one times incendiary archers here. So I've mentioned them before, they're usually the one unit you bring in exchange to the Red and Vipers. Not as many as Red and Vipers, of course, but at least some of them to counter those Shenji and Kokos. 2 times Shenjis in this first engagement. Massive commitment there from APM to those. They are rotating to the top side and probably, yep, there we go. Dual Blade already punched this gate. They will go in there. They can't capture the supply point. You can't do that before you have C. And like that, they have to go in. They have to push through the endpoint area and then go out onto the C point. Bandits, they have some units ready for flank, capturing all the supply points back in the inner city. And they're just carefully set up here in the back to not get thrown at by some Shenjis from the top. And they will engage on the C point sooner or later. But I would love to see maybe the Shenji go to the top where we have Monster Mango located here and then throw onto C point, because they should have the range to do so and they would be completely safe from any defending Shenji. The only problem is, of course, they have a long throwing time, so the grenades will not land immediately, but they will need some time and you need to predict the movement of the enemy. And of course you can get flanked, so maybe one to the top and one to the ground. They are not sending one at all to the top. APM just completely going for this one bridge, going in, going to the C point, and Bandits are defending with a low effort here, yet they are not willing to engage till now. Spear Sergeants are there to stay on the point, range units shooting in, Kokos from both sides, but the incendiary archers from the defense, they are dealing so much damage. They are just sitting there. Palace Guards even brought into this fight, being pushed from the back now, but the Palace Guards are still sitting there. Queen's Knights now going into the back. Now Bandits are coming from the supply point. Phalanx is there to stop the cavalry, and it feels like APM, they are just slowly wiping the units from Bandits one by one, because Bandits refuse to push as a full stack, but tries to just stand there and use the range. Will the range be enough though? They still have some cover, but that's only Sexy Pizza with his Spear Sergeants trying to get to the point, but that means those Shenji and Kokos will be exposed. Sexy Pizza on the point with the Spear Sergeants. He will steal so much time from APM, and all those units are low because of the range cavalry charges through. Modal's not able to stop them, but APM is bringing even more reinforcements, so this fight will go on for a bit longer, because I think Bandits will bring in more reinforcements, maybe not. Cavalry coming now from the back, not engaging fully, being stopped by Lexo, the Polex, but there's more cavalry going over Sexy Pizza's Spear Sergeants. Palace Guards trying to get in, but there's more cavalry from the defense. Supply point is not blocked. I was so sure that supply point has to be blocked. It is not. APM not blocking the supply point, therefore losing this fight, and that's so painful for APM. They almost had it, but they didn't block the supply, and therefore they get completely overwhelmed here. 8 minutes left. They still have plenty of time, but they need to do something in that time, trying to get the cavalry away from the defending cavalry, but there's just so much going on here on every single corner of that map. Oh my goodness, next fight on that supply point. So much cav in here, but there's also the Monaos, the Phalanx. You can't go onto that supply point. Supply being captured back by Bandits, and APM will reset on the B point. Here we go, that's the reset coming in. Halberdiers making sure there's no cavalry coming. And we have now APM fully grouping up, 13 heroes alive, everyone pulling new units, everyone getting ready to push once again. 7 minutes left. I would expect a push at the 5:30 mark, because you need to set up, and then probably at the 5:30 mark a normal default push here to the C point, not going around the back because that would take so much more time. Maybe 1 or 2 heroes going around the back for some flank play, but the rest will stay here in the front. You can see it here, they are setting up 6 minutes 30. If they decide to go around the back, that will take a long time, and there we go, that's the rotation around the back. So 5:30 will probably not be the time to engage here. They will need at least 1 minute to get through that back compartment of the map safely. There's no one to contest them, no muskets on the walls, nothing there, so they will be able to speed up the process by a bit, but that will still take some time for all the units to rotate. One dual blade now in quite some danger, but he's just casually lurking around, looking probably for the Shenji, for the Cocos. Will he spot them? He's not going for them, but there is the potential of him having cavalry in the back. Don't see them yet, but there might be some hidden at the endpoint supply point. And Shirano, he can deal so much damage with that flank if he's not being watched carefully by APM. APM, they have still 1 unit of phalanx in the back there. You can see it. Stars with the phalanx, but I'm not sure if that one is not a visual bug. There we go. Push onto the point. APM is straight onto the point. Full forces on the point. And Bandits, they are coming once again from 2 different directions. A lot of phalanx in that setup for APM. Some lag coming in here. Unfortunate in that fight. Cavalry getting in, not really breaking through because there's so much anti-cav, but I feel like almost all the anti-cav is located to the back, but they are not really protected by shields or something, so the front is overwhelmed. Cavalry got in very far, and now the front is being taken care by the range. The incendiary archers dealing massive damage. Cavalry from the back not breaking through because of all the phalanx, but now even more cavalry is coming. I mean, we have seen it in the beginning. Bandits bringing so much cavalry, and now even more cavalry. Hussars trying to charge in, also being stopped here. And APM once again getting a good unit trade. We can see it here. Units kinda even. Massive lead in tier 4 for Bandits, but the huge lead in tier 2 for APM, and that one could secure them the victory. Shirano tries to get away. Hussars, nope, not Hussars, but Cutilius, I think. Charging in, Hussars coming in as well, getting rid of one of the heroes. Even more cavalry. Kiro with the cav, and Laxo with some modals. Rank up now once again with the cavalry from the top. And that cav could end this fight here. So much cavalry on the point. Kiro once again with the cavalry to the point. And that's such a massive retake of this C point. 3 minutes 20. And APM are lacking high tier units. They only have green units left, it feels like. And that means this cavalry will not be stopped by much. Green units, they usually deal much damage and good debuffs to normal infantry units, but against cavalry they really struggle. Once again, incendiary archers here on the top. Oh my goodness, they can deal so much damage. We have Varang archers located here in the middle of APM. They are all rotating to this one supply point. One more unit of Shenjis for Bandits. That one could be devastating. When will they throw? Cocos with the throw. Incendiary archers shooting in. Varang archers going for the counter aggression push with the heroes, and the units comes in. Shenji, when do the Shenji throw? That's a big task here now for the Shenji player. getting his team to the victory. Shenji throw coming in, getting a massive throw. Opposing Shenji's also trying to shoot in, but the attacker's Shenji's APM not really managing to get a good Shenji throw. And like that, beautiful Shenji's from Bandits, very poor throw from APM. And it feels like that's ending the dreams. But there are more units coming from APM. They have the supply, they have the unit lead, and they have so many green units. They can just force their way through and just keep sending the units in. All the Bandits units should be debuffed right now, should be bleeding, and that will take some time, but they can do it. C point is secured by 3 heroes. Another throw from the Shenjis. Velushka with the clutch Shenjis. They are just so valuable right now. They still have more throws to go through, and he is pulling them in a bit more to make sure they can now shoot in as well. Trap trying to get anything going. Shenji just once again throwing onto the Varang archers. Varang's been taken care of, and APM is slowly losing ground. Here we go. APM now down on almost every single tier. That's it. GG's, well played Bandits. Take the victory here. Beautiful Shenjis. I'm not sure if Bandits would have done it without those Shenjis. And like that, we have a Bandits taking the first round here to their own. White Wing will be finished off here quite quickly, and like that, APM only coming in with the last remaining units. And oh, beautiful charge from the Red and Pikes against the cavalry, but that's the end. That more will not be achieved by those. C point in short trouble, but with 7 seconds left, no chance for APM to take this one. Like that, 2-1. Here we go, Bandits, first round victory. GG's, well played. Here we go. Center the Tender, MVP for APM, more than 200 unit kills, 1.8k troop kill score. He got so much of value, and sadly it was enough. Also most heroes killed for his team. Massive performance, but in the end Bandit is so victorious. Bandit Vera, 9 hero kills, 165 unit kills, 1.3k troop kill score. Massive game also from him. Atargi also second place here with 10 hero kills, most hero kills for the team. And Shirano here with 9 as well as Vera has. Post-battle analysis, we can see a slow start, very long time of silence. First fight was quite even, and then in the end the defense with the cavalry was able to wipe APM out of the city. And then second fight, small victory for APM, still not able to secure the C point. Once again, cavalry was the clutch factor for the Bandits. They were able to stay on the point even though they sacrificed a lot of the expensive units, and then in the end, massive fight for the Bandits, securing this fight, this match with the Shenjis. And once again, you can see here in the bottom, 15 to 48 heroes killed. That's just such a massive number. It's just a big difference here in this fight. The units weren't the problem, it was the heroes dying too early. The other side, APM of course picking a ton of anti-cav. We have how many phalanxes? We have 3, 4 phalanxes, 5 phalanxes on the side of APM, and then we have 1, 2, 3 times Modaus plus 1 unit of Halberdiers. That's just plenty of anti-cav. And then on the other side, Bandits bringing in some Shinji, 4 times Shinji, 3 times Kokos. They have some Palace Guards once again. Okay, 2 times Palace Guards. I'm always curious to see those in those matches because they kinda are not in the meter, but I feel like they could just benefit for sitting on the point and blocking it, which is not what you would want to do in the attack, because I mean, you don't have to sit on the point, but we might see some use for that one. I loved the palace guards before for blocking the point. Attacking the point, not the case. Where will they go? Maybe something to block off some rotations, to block off some flanks. That would be the case. I would assume those palace guards to be placed. And we are going in. APM, where are you setting up? It's of course going to all sides. Trap immediately being called. This one is way better than the one we have seen from APM before. Bandits, good opening. APM setting up for an A-point defense. So that's where we are going. A-point and B-point defense. Bandits, what will they do? They will, I would assume Bandits to go to B with the amount of cavalry they have. Just to try to swarm B with cav. Maybe get some flanks through the main gate. That's also one point of attack, of course, where they are trying to engage. And here we go. Main gate will be taken care of. Also, the breach will get taken down. Defenders artillery trying to get anything back, trying to get rid of the attackers artillery, but they won't succeed to do so in time because of course the attackers artillery is far away, and if you just constantly shoot onto the breach you should be able to get that one open. But as I say this, there's no artillery left. Oh my goodness, APM, they have only two possible options here. Either trap the breach or ignore the breach. Or use that Rabbit Reggie's last culverin. Oh, that one is very fortunate for them to have it. 4 more shots will settle the deal here. Here we go. That's 3 more shots. And they are leaving the breach on low HP. Interesting. That would lead to maybe some pushes, but not the breach. Shirano defeating Armenian Supply to run out the main gate. You can see his horse lying here dead, and the hero as well being taken care of. Opening frag dealt, and like that, trap being called to the ballista in the back. And APM, they are still setting up on the supply point. Most units though on the A point. I see 2 times Genjis already on the stairs. So Bandits, if they want to go for the B point, they have to be careful, because those Genjis could just rotate over the top onto the walls and just constantly shoot down on them on B. Heroes jumping now over the walls, going towards that artillery of the defense, maybe trying to get rid of some of the defenders' heroes. And there we go. Why is he using the artillery? Okay, one of the artillery pieces, both of the artillery pieces not able to be used to be destroyed anymore. Trap being called to the breach. That's just a massive miscommunication there. First, you're leaving both of the culverins alive because you're using them, and then you're calling a trap on a breach you can just take down with a culverin, so the trap is just hitting nowhere. Oh my goodness. And now, oh, that's a beautiful strat. Bandits going in immediately to the point with the Red and Pikes and some Spear Sergeants to go in there and take control of that point. Here we go. Let's just go in even deeper. Here we go. Fight on A now. APM falling back. You can see it on the minimap on the bottom right. APM is falling back to C, and Bandits will take this point for free. Bandits now in control of the supply point, and they can set up here. APM have fallen back, and the unit trade, not much happened. 300, 200, 230 lead in tier 5 for APM. Also a big lead in tier 2 for APM with 200. But then we have a massive 300 units lead in tier 4 for Bandits. Bandits once again taking that supply point, being taken back and forth. Bandits also looking for B with some of the red and pikes. Dual blade, probably Shirana. No, it's Santa. Oh, it's Santa. Looking for some engagement here. Shirano is not even on that side. Let's see. Where the hell is Shirano? Nope, he's in the attack. I was just wrong there for a second. Here we go. APM looking for the C point defense. Can they hold on to C? Can they hold on to the supply point? Oh my goodness. Here we go, supply point. Yes, they can. Heroes rank up, defeated. Kanki in a lot of trouble. Here on the top, Volushka, the savior with the Shenji from before, in a lot of danger, hopping down from that high ground and now escaping into some safety. APM really aggressive here on that staircase, looking for the pike, not managing to get it. It's now setting up more and more units here on the right hand side. Once again, pike, Vera in quite some trouble. Dual blade ultimate, Queen's Knight's in, and that's it. Vera is dead. Lurking too far in the front can really be dangerous, as you have seen here. Not being supported by anyone. Bandits now down one hero. Vera's cavalry is retreating through the main gate, and like that, Bandits will have to wait for his respawn, which will cost them around 40 seconds here. Feels like Bandits want to rotate to the endpoint. Here we go, rotation comes in. Nope. That rotation is just weird. The Rang archers from just miles away shooting here, also incendiary archers. Nemo's Shenji's still in quite some safety here with all the buildings and the range. And we have Bandits going for the split. Part of the Bandits going to the backside to the endpoint, and the other part, the other half, staying here in the front. It feels like maybe it's not even half-half. Maybe I only see 3 points, 3 heroes on the endpoint. Maybe now it's getting 4. So most of the Bandits are staying here in the front. But look at this. No monkey and stars looking for the backside. So all those heroes in the back are in much trouble because they don't have anti-cav. They have 2x spear sergeants. They are bringing up to... they are bringing up 1 unit of archers here up the tower. There you go. And they could just deal critical damage to those archers in the bottom. Defending archers. Shooting to the left hand side. My goodness. 2x spear sergeants on the top. That means all the archers placed on the top will be in safety. But that means that APM can now push out, and that's exactly what they are doing. They are trying their best to get in some aggression, as they are now 15 versus, or 14 as we see here, on stars pushing the top. They are 14 versus 12 here, and that's something they can capitalize on. Cavalry comes in, and that cavalry is not stopped. Oh my goodness, Bandits, you can't let that happen. Cavalry just going through, Shenji's throwing on the attacking Shenji's, and like that, 1 cavalry flank coming in from APM, getting rid of some shield mains and the Shenji, but the 1 first cavalry charge from APM was just so massive. C point being captured by 1 hero will be stopped in a few seconds. Here we go. The units on top from the Bandits are fighting still here for their lives, and on the bottom we have all the units being slowly wiped by APM's remaining units. Here we go. Bandits now probably respawning. They are taking the left-hand supply point, going in with even more cavalry, wiping the rest of the defensive setup, but that's anti-cav. They are losing a lot of the cavalry just to wipe this, but I think Starburst still having 15 of the 18 should be fine. Lango though, losing most of their cavalry that got really into the engagement. The ones who didn't, of course, escaped safely. And now the bandits are pushing in once again. APM trying their best to hold on to that point. Trap is coming in. Spear sergeants in the middle of the trap will be trapped here very hard. 1, 2, 3 shots into them. The fourth one here coming, and now bandits with all of the cavalry coming into different locations. Kuro's cavalry will be wiped by the failings, but Modaos on the top will have to deal with that cavalry. And oh my goodness, there's so much coming to that point. Failings getting rid of 2 sets of cavalry, but will be trapped themselves. And more units getting on the point. Team trap into the Palace Guards. Palace Guards now on the point. I don't really see the value for those. Will probably just stay there for a while, not deal too much damage. Incendiary archers and the muskets, the Shenji Grenadiers behind it. Shenjis will be in quite some trouble. Modaos though brace before they reach the Shenji. Very unfortunate. Now going in from behind. Spear sergeants from the front. Cavalry now clean across everything. But there's cavalry from the defense. But that one is wiped. Shenji though, quite open. But that throw was massive. Now 822 versus 900 units. More cavalry from bandits coming in. Varang archers from APM shooting from inside. Some safety inside the gate. And more cavalry now coming to the point. But there are Modaos. Those Modaos taking care of 2 sets of units. Trap also hitting some of the cavalry. And now there's more cav coming from inside the gate. APM, they don't want to drop that point. That point is crucial for them. Shield mains coming in, but the cavalry coming from behind and from the front, going over the shield mains, and that's the end of the dreams, I would assume, for APM on that C point. C point is about to be captured. The Varang archers have already fallen back into the inner city, and like that, C point is almost captured. Cavalry now center in this part of the city, trying to defend. The Varang archers now sending back the units. Center the tender very far in the front, has to go away now. And now that's just cavalry versus cavalry. Cavalry even more. That's just only cav units. Oh my goodness, beautiful trap, but the failings is stopping everything here cav wise. Shenji's from the back, not the best throw, still getting something going. Cavalry now from the right. APM and bandits, they are just sending cavalry back and forth. All the infantry has just no chance to do anything. Bandits now falling back with the cavalry. Infantry in Kokos trying to get some fire on the ground to make sure the cavalry is not breaking through that easily. But the incendiary archers and the Varang archers from the defense from far away shooting in much damage. And like that, bandits have to retreat and have to set up once again. Unit trade exactly even, but as we can see here, APM have not a single tier 4 unit left against the 207 of bandits, and APM, their advantage is the tier 3, so tier 2, sorry. So that means it's 200 more in tier 4 for bandits and 200 more in tier 2 for APM, which means we have a massive unit lead for bandits. They have some incendiary archers, I would assume. Here we go. That's just 2 times incendiary archers, which just make all the green units for APM even less valuable because they can just be killed so easily with that fire. APM setting up with the Varang archers on the top. Oh my goodness. Those Varangs are so incredible painful. I have never understood how to use the ranks myself, but those players, they just know it. I feel like it's only luck, but probably I would assume that one was yeah, I don't know how that doctrine is called right now. Arrow rain? Something like that. Because there you can just use it and just place it somewhere in the Varang arches. That's the only ability where they just really shoot where you want them to. And now bandits are going in. Green versus purple plus some gold. Here we go. Bandits going in from the front. Infantry in the front trying to block for the cavalry, but there's some cavalry from the defense. APM straight through Monster Mango with the cavalry. When does the cavalry from the attack comes? Hussars straight in. Shirano, beautiful cav charge, beautifully thrown over phalanxes, and that's just units from all directions. Bandits really trying to get that point as quickly as possible. A range from the back, but that's just so much left here. APM, they can't sustain all those purple and gold units with their green units. That's just way too much cavalry going in, going through into the range. One more cavalry from the defense getting across the point, but that's it. It feels like, but how the range from APM is dealing so much damage. Not much infantry left here for the bandits. They have still 300 units, but APM, they also have 300 units, and oh my goodness, that one is really close here. I'm in your supply on the point. He will block this one for a few seconds, but he's a musket, so he won't really do much there. And that's just so many reinforcements from the defense. APM, what are the bandits going to do about it? Kokos will do much here. Very nicely thrown Kokos. Throwing in cavalry, going in as well, and like that. That's something bandits can do. They can just burn APM's green units to the ground. Unit lead now for the bandits. 3/4 complete. That point is almost taken. 2 more heroes left for APM, and bandits are taking... Not yet? They do. Okay, that was just a small like that, but bandits take the victory. 1 more point to their name. They are 2-0 up, and like that, clean sweep from the bandits, 2-0, and Shirano is the MVP with a massive amount of 13 hero kills. That's just incredible. Very well played from him. 185 unit kills and a 1.6k troop kill score. And then on the other side, I mean, of course, he is the one with the most heroes killed for his team. On the other side, we have Santa the Tender with 223 unit kills and 2k troop kill score. And then also Santa here, the dual blade, with 7 hero kills. Good performance from him. Also massive performance from Santa the Tender. Sadly not enough. We are heading straight to the battle analysis. Here we go. First fight was just a small victory for the attacking forces for Bandits. Second one, massive victory here. Going in, just clean, always staying on top apart from the first few seconds, from the first minute. And then of course the last fight, kinda even in the beginning we have seen it was 600 to 600 units, and then we had 305 to 305. It was just staying even completely the whole time. But then in the end, of course, Bandits got the upper hand, got rid of the remaining green units. Of course, Kokos did a massive job there, and like that, victory from the Bandits. And also here on